Hey guys, it's Puneet here from Chord. In today's lesson, I will be teaching you the theory analysis for my arrangement of Main Aisa Kyun Hoon from the movie Lakshya, an amazing composition by Shankar Ehsaan Loy. So this is going to be purely a theory discussion. I've already taught the chords and the strumming and the rest of the things in another video. If you have not checked that out, I'll be posting a link in the description box below the video. And I've arranged this in the key of E for acoustic guitar. So all the discussions will be based around this key. The whole point of doing this exercise is to understand how great composers think and how to apply their ideas and concepts into your own compositions. And it's always a great perspective when you are applying theory, the concepts of theory into actual songs. So in case you are serious about music and you want a step-by-step guidance, you can check out my practical music theory course level 1, 2 and 3. It's available on my website and there is a 50% discount running as well for this Diwali. So you can check out the link in the description box below the video for that. So let us look at the first chord progression. It's written down on your screen. We have only 3 chords in this progression: the E dominant 7 or simply E7, the A7 and the B7. And since I've already told you that this song is in the key of E, so in the context of the E, these 3 chords are the 1 chord, 4 and the 5. And here we are using the dominant 7ths of each chord. So there's only one explanation for this, that is that this comes from the blues. The E blues scale has a 1, 4, 5 chord and we use the 7ths of these chords. So this is a very straightforward analysis for this section. Now coming to progression number 2, which is a very interesting chord progression. Here we have the E minor chord going to the C sharp minor 7 flat 5, that goes to the C major 7 chord and then the A major chord. So in order to analyze this, first we'll have to look at the notes in each chord. So as you can see on your screen, the E minor has the E G B triad. The C sharp minor 7 flat 5 is a C sharp and then we have an E minor triad again, so E G B. So C sharp plus the E minor triad is C sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord. Similarly, the C major 7 chord is again an E minor triad, that is E G B, but with C in the bass. So we have a C E G B. So C sharp minor 7 flat 5 and then a C major 7. And lastly, we have an A major chord which has the notes A, C sharp and the E. So we can rewrite this chord progression like this. We have an E minor, then an E minor slash C sharp. That means an E minor triad with a C sharp in the bass. Then we have an E minor with the C in the bass. And lastly, we have an A major. So now let's analyze this. We look at the E minor scale first. So that has the notes E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D and E. So when we harmonize this, that is we create chords starting from each note, we will get the 1 chord and the flat 6 chord, that is the E minor and the C, or the C major 7 in this case. So these 2 chords in our progression can be explained as part of the E minor scale. And the remaining 2 chords, that is the C sharp minor 7 flat 5 and the A major, these can be explained from the E Dorian scale. So let us understand that. So the E Dorian scale has the same set of notes as the E minor except for that 6th. Here we have a sharp 6th or a major 6th as compared to the minor scale. So instead of the C note, we have a C sharp. Rest all of the notes between the E minor and the E Dorian are the same. And when we look at the chords that you can form in the E Dorian scale, you will get the 4 chord and the 6 chord. The 4 chord will be the A major and the 6 chord will be the C sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord. So these 2 chords can be explained to be derived from the E Dorian scale. So in our entire chord progression, we have the E minor, which can be explained either from the E minor or the E Dorian scale. Then we have the C sharp minor 7 flat 5, which is the E Dorian. Then we have a C major 7, which is the E natural minor. And then again we have the A major, which is again the E Dorian. So this chord progression is basically a mixture, a modal mixture between the E minor or the E Aeolian as they call it, E Aeolian and the E Dorian modes. So again, this is very interesting theoretically. Now coming to progression number 3, again a very interesting chord progression used over here. We have the E7. We vamp on the E7 for a bit. Then it goes to that part, the O, A, E, that section. We have the E major going to the D, going to the A suspended 4 and back to the E major. So again, in order to make sense of these chords, we have to look at the notes that are contained in each of these chords. So E7 has the E, G sharp, B and D. E major triad is E, G sharp and B. The D major is a D, F sharp and the A. And the A major we've already seen is the A, C sharp and the E. So when we put all these notes together, we get this scale, which is known as the E mixolydian scale, which is E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, the D note, and then the E. So this is known as a mixolydian scale. And when we harmonize this, you will see these chords. That is the 1 chord, that is the E major. The 4 chord is the A major, or the A sus4 in this case. And the flat 7 chord is the D major. So these 3 chords, as well as our E7 chord, all of these come from the mixolydian scale. And again, a very interesting thing, why the composer has used an E mixolydian scale after the E Dorian section. The reason is that if you check the notes between the E Dorian and the E mixolydian, again these two scales have all notes in common except for the third. In the E mixolydian scale, we have the G sharp note, which is the third, major third, and in the E Dorian scale we have the G note as our minor third, that is the flat third. So other than this particular note, all the other notes between the two scales are the same. So we can seamlessly transition from this the E Dorian into the E mixolydian, and you will find a lot of old classic rock songs as well as blues songs mixing these two scales. Finally, coming to the last chord progression, which is again pretty interesting. We have an E minor going to a C sharp minor 7 flat 5, which goes to a C, quick change into B7, and then back to the E minor. So we've already seen 3 of the chords before: the E minor, the C sharp minor 7 flat 5, and the C major. Only the chord which is different over here is the B7 chord. So the notes are B, D sharp, F sharp, and the A note in this particular chord. So again, let's revisit the E minor scale. We have the notes E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, and E. So here the E minor and the C major chords come from this particular scale, as we've already seen before. For the other 2 chords, that is the B7 and the C sharp minor 7 flat 5. Now you can again say that the C sharp minor 7 flat 5 comes from the E Dorian scale, but there's an even more interesting explanation over here. So here we have a scale which is known as the melodic minor scale, the E melodic minor, which has these notes: the E, F sharp, G, A, B, the C sharp, D sharp. So we have a sharp 6th and a sharp 7th as compared to the E minor scale, and then we are back to the root. So this explains how we've used the B7 as well as the C sharp minor 7 flat 5 in this particular chord progression. So again, this is a mixture between the E minor scale, the E natural minor, and the E melodic minor scale. So guys, that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed all the learning and the concepts that have been involved in this. And again, a reminder, if you wish to check out my step-by-step music theory system, you can go to my website. Link is in the description box below the video, and check out the practical music theory course levels 1, 2 and 3. So I'll see you guys very soon again in the next video. Cheers.